Welcome to the Old Heads Podcast. This is grown folks' business. Time to check the culture. I'm tired of it. Sucker shit is over. I'm tired of it. Old heads taking over. We tired of it. Cause we tired of the bullshit. We tired of the bullshit. Time to check the culture. I'm tired of it. Sucker shit is over. I'm tired of it. Old heads taking over. We tired of it. Cause we tired of the bullshit.
Hey. Welcome. We fancy now. Episode 4. Man, we're 40% through. What we set out to do was, get through these first 10 episodes. So it's massive the progress we've made, man. So, it's been a great week. A lot of learning. A lot of exciting things happen, which we'll get into. But welcome to the Old Heads Podcast. This is what we call grown folks business. Give us some feedback on that intro. That's something new, this week. We love it. It kind of says everything we needed to say. So, without further ado, pass it to my partner, B. White. How you doing today, Bob?
Always good, brother. Hey, man, I can't call it, man. It's just been a good week for us and myself. Been in the lab, enjoying myself like you have. I mean, it's breathtaking, honestly.
It really is.
Before we even got on, we sitting over like we can't get enough of this stuff.
Yeah.
Just trying to take our mind off of going live and go over there and write a song. Know that gonna do it. And you create some amazing stuff just fast.
Yeah.
Like I know we enjoying this AI together, but I mean, can you tell the people what it means to you? I know what it means to me, but what's it mean to you?
Yeah. So, we've talked about it, and for me, it opens up a lane in a world that I've been trying, a place that I've been trying to get to for 15 plus years, which is, being able to crank out songs, different genres, have a team. I was in Atlanta at one point, and one of my partners was working with Jazzy Faye, and I got to sit in for a couple of days and just observe the process. And I was watching this dude. He had a guitar player, he had a bass player, a key player, somebody do the drum machine, the samples, engineer, songwriters, and he was just guiding them and then putting his name on everything. And I remember thinking to myself at that time, like, damn, I'm wearing too many hats. I'm doing entirely too many jobs because, when I'm home, I'm all of those things, And so, like I said, we've been trying to put together a team that could do that, right? Because when everyone has their own lane and, the bass players, he's got 30 years in at bass and, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you can just focus on your job. It speeds up the process. Well, the AI has allowed me to have that now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to be able to sketch out ideas very fast, songwriting wise, man, like, things I can't do. I'm not a singer. I'm not a great singer. And I'm definitely not a vocal producer where I understand, okay, let's put some harmonies there or, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to get a song idea out on some R&B shit is game changer for me, So, and then outside of that, I also know I have the ability to recreate anything I do. I don't have to lean on the AI, and neither do you. Like, we don't have to lean on it, right? But as a sketching tool and getting things out fast, you know,
I
unbelievable.
like fast. I mean, so now all of a sudden stuff that we've been sitting on for years and contemplating on how we gonna do this and do that to make it this and that, because we know we got something, right?
Yeah,
And you don't want to just throw it away. You put your heart and soul into this music,
yeah,
so you keep moving on and keep moving on and create new stuff, and your old stuff just sit on the back burner,
yeah.
and so for me, I've been crying about getting this old stuff going for a minute now. Like that's like ever since I got home is like I feel like I didn't get a chance to put my music out. You feel me? And so I feel like very slept on just because I didn't get it out. I was out here performing with Bomb Squad and that was fun, but really that shit just practice because I ain't getting no money for that shit, So it's like you try your music on the people, they enjoy it, but then you never release it.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like now we can get it done fast. We ain't no longer got to sit around and wait. We can let the computer
Well,
help us.
let me jump in and explain what that means, right? Because so say you want to create a song, you need a producer. I mean, thankfully, I'm a producer. Bob's a great producer. He just don't do much producing, but like we have a lot of producers around us. So for us, we might take that for granted, but not everyone has that, right? So you need a producer. So you need a beat. Then you write lyrics. Well, you got to go to the studio or you got to jump and record it, and then somebody's got to mix it. Then we got to add effects and then do all of these things just to get a song back. That process might take you a couple weeks if you're really locked in. For some people, I remember, my album took 10 years for me to put out. You know what I'm saying? Now, a lot of that was me overthinking, but it takes a while. But so to what he's saying, now we have these tools, because that's really, at the end of the day, that's what I look at it. I know it's very controversial in the music world right now, and there's some people who hate it, some people who love it. But what I tend to see in those situations is the people who scream the loudest have put the least time in with it, right? So and this leads me, and I don't mean to cut you off, but it leads me to what my first order of business was this week. You know what I mean? In week one, Bob gave me some flowers, gave me my, honored me and respect, gave me my respect for, my contribution to his life, to the music world, to what, all of those things, right? And what's crazy is there's still alive. Like, I've never been able to keep nothing alive, but we got most of them. Some of them fell off, you know what I mean? But it's crazy. I had to refill the thing like 4 times, so that never happens, right? And especially with me, right? So, but anyway, I wanted to pay some respect on this topic right here, and because today, let me go into this. But today's episode is about maturity and manhood, right? And what that means, right? The difference between being grown and mature. And I want to honor Bob's maturity and his growth and how he's leaned into this technology, because for any of you that's trying to learn AI right now, it can be overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm a computer nerd. I got a computer science degree. You know what I mean? I understand things a little bit better. I've been doing the production thing, but Bob, he's a little bit different. He's been intimidated from these computers and really wanting to not mess things up. And here in these last couple weeks, bro, I've seen you jump in and like you just said, if you guys were watching him, did you see how he kind of lit up when he was talking about being able to bring his own music back? And even, prior to the show, that's what we were doing. And I just want to tip my hat to you, bro, for taking that step and learning and getting good. Because when we're talking about maturity, that's, to me, I've been thinking about this all week, like what that really means. And to me, it's having the courage to go after what you want. And regardless of what anyone else says, right? Bob says, I want to do music. I'm in my 50s. I don't give a damn what you say. And he's in here creating incredible music. And he's probably better on that AI than I'd say 80% of the people that use it. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to take a second, bro, and I'm going to pass it back to you. But I want to take a second to acknowledge that on some grown man maturity shit. That's what it's about to me, is going after what you want. We don't, tomorrow's not promised, right? And the heaviest emotion that you can carry is regrets, bro. So no doubt.
Nah, that really, man, that's one of the reasons I gave you the flowers, is because you pushed me in that direction. And a lot of times I just want to sit back and let you do it.
Yep.
You know, just be like, but I realize at this point you're wearing so many hats and you got a lot of focus going on. So with that being said, it's like, I got all these ideas, you got all these ideas, you doing your thing, I'm doing mine, we come together, we do the old heads. And for me, I'm just like, Bob, get going on Be White. Because Tone is going on Tone, he's going on the old heads, and I'm going on the old heads, but I got all this other stuff I want to do.
Yep.
And it's like I'm pushing Tone, and it's like, dude, I do enough for you, my guy. Yeah. Like I'm teaching you, and you got the computer here, and you sitting here all day. Nigga, what's stopping you from doing it? You know? Yeah. And I was like, well, damn, you sure right. You right, but damn, I'm intimidated.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, so then nigga just pushed me to the diving board. You know how when you go run to the goddamn to the edge and you getting ready to jump, it's your first time, you on the high dive and everybody looking, and you don't know how you gonna hit that water, if it's gonna hurt, if you're gonna die.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then when you do it, it's like, oh my God, you just want to keep doing it over and over and over again. So that,
and it's not as scary as you thought it was.
It is fun. You know, so anyway, I pass it back to you, because as much as I want to enjoy what you're saying, I know I just got started. So, and you did too, because you jumped in, like, we just started this. Like, we was already doing our music thing, and now we having fun.
And so it kind of leads me to my next thing before we really get into the topic.
I mean, we got some people chiming in, and we do got to get to the subject, because I feel like
we'll take a minute to acknowledge the chat. What up, chat? But I want to talk about Tanganyika, bro, and I want to talk about Mars the Hippo, and show you guys that what this turned into for us this week. When we say we had a great week, you know. So if anyone has heard of Tanganyika Wildlife Park out by like Newton, right? They got this baby hippo named Mars. And he's went viral, right? Like, so you can follow their thing, and they're following Mars. Mars has a little sass to him, and you know, he kind of does his thing, but he's I think that his species is on the near extinct list. He's the only pygmy hippo born in the United States in like the last 15 years or something, right? Well, anyway, I had a partner, and I don't know if you're watching, John, but hopefully you are. I call him Rocket. So, you know, I had this partner because I'm into crypto. I've been a part of a lot of crypto projects and things like that. And one of the ones I was in, I met this cat, John, and they started a crypto project to support Mars the hippo. And they've at this point, I think they've donated close to 30,000 to them, and the community's growing, and they wanted an anthem, right? So John reached out and he said, can you guys do an anthem? And I said, okay, well, send me the information. And at this point, neither Bob or I have heard of Mars the Hippo or Tanganyika Park.
I heard of him.
You
I
heard?
just
Oh, you
didn't.
heard? Okay.
I heard I was interested as soon as you told me because I heard of him.
Okay.
Now I knew he went viral.
Yeah.
But I wasn't.
It
wasn't my thing. So.
And then you add in the crypto aspect.
Yeah.
Right? So we were able to, within a couple hours, I told them on Thursday morning, yo, I'll have something for you by this weekend. I figured Old Head Sunday come up, we could work on it before the show. We take some time to read the information. Well, we got new toys and we got new tools. So we jumped in, both of us. Bob, you take the first verse, I'll take the second verse. And we both started writing and we finished 30 minutes, an hour. I don't know how long it was. And it was like, okay, we need a hook. So Bob wrote 3 lines. It was like, you write the last line. So I put it in there and boom, boom, boom. So then I called Rocket and I said, okay, here's the thing. We can record this. The old heads can do this. We'll kill this song, right? But we're some old dudes, right? Like, this is a young hippo. It needs to have a young voice, right? And we have this AI, and we can throw this in here and just see what comes back, right? So we did, and we went through about maybe 20 of them, made a couple adjustments, found one, sent it to Rocket, to the Mars project, and they loved it. And it hit iTunes yesterday, y'all. We was talking about having something for them to listen to on Sunday. It's already on iTunes. Mars the Hippo, the anthem, right? Which we'll play it or share it, right? So, but I say that to say, well, that led us to thinking, because one thing we want to do is start getting a little bit more active in the community. And so we are going to have our first Old Heads field trip. We're going to get a bus. We're going to put as many kids on there as we can. And we're going to head down to Tanganyika Park. We're going to go meet Mars. They got I didn't know, they got over 100 extinct, rarer, near extinct animals out there. So it's not just Mars.
Wow.
It's a lot, bro. And they got a whole little thing where we can
that's
eat.
why they really like the song, because
Right? So keep that in mind. We're thinking spring break for those kids that, don't get to go nowhere.
John said we made a banger.
Yeah, see, there's John right there, right? So, John, if you can share whatever links you want to share, man. If anyone's into crypto, that would be a good project to get into, right? There's a lot of these projects that say, oh, we're going to do this, or we're going to do that, or we're going to give money. Like, these dudes actually gave it, and it's all about wildlife conservation and, taking care of this planet, man. I think it's important. So be on the lookout for the Old Heads. We'll have some information as soon as we figure out when spring break is this year. We want to do it because not everybody is in Lawrence, right? Some of your grandkids ain't in Lawrence. So we have to coordinate it around that time. So it might be a weekend, but we're going to pack up. We're going to have some music on the bus. We're going to play. We're going to have fun. We're going to go meet the animals. We're going to go meet Mars. It's going to be great.
Take a lot of footage.
And, so, yeah, definitely tap into Tanganyika. Definitely, whatever John shares, let's do that. Hey, Donnie, I see you. Much love.
Mars Project.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead, if you want to, if you're in there, because they just went away from me. If you want to get to some of the comments, bro, we can do that before we really dive into the topic.
Well, we got Corey Fox, that's one of my homies out at the top. Said, what's up, my guy? Got to get on the podcast. And that's Dank's brother, ain't it?
Yes, sir. Oh
Okay.
man, so yo, Corey Fox is shout out to Corey, man. He's one of those brothers that's knee deep in the community, knee deep with the youth out in
Yeah.
Topeka. He's got great programs that he runs. I've went and spoke with him a couple times at his school. So much love, Corey. We would love to get you on in some capacity, man. So much love.
Mhm.
Miss
Already.
Shannon, every week, you've been here. She's always throwing us stars, which we greatly appreciate because it makes us feel like, oh yeah, baby, we got motion. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So March 13th, Jeremy Garcia says that's a Friday, and that's the start of spring break
Mm,
through the next Friday, March 20th. So
thank you, Jim.
yeah.
So we have to see what's up with your grandkids. But also I wanted to say, so Jeremy, I know you're someone who knows every damn body, right? We need a bus, so we're gonna figure out. We were gonna take a party bus, and we would
Without
love
a
to,
pole.
but we can't have no stripper
No
pole
stripper
on the
pole.
thing, and I don't know if we can find a party bus without a stripper pole. So but so we're looking for help. We need moms, and dads that are willing to help and kind of help with the kids. Obviously, you're welcome to come with your kids.
Of course.
But you might have to follow the bus because we turning up on the bus. We want the kids to enjoy themselves. So be on the lookout for that, man. So, like we said, a great weekend. John did share a link where you can vote for the song. You know what I mean? Mars the Hippo, written by the old heads, yeah, and it's a banger. Maybe I'll
And that
even
was
play it at the end
I've
of this.
played it. I've actually listened to it a couple times.
Yeah,
And I tell you what, I'm actually proud of it because I feel like we done started something.
yeah.
The hippo hop.
Hippo hop.
Now for those that don't understand what I'm talking about, it's an endangered species, and there's a lot of endangered species, like you were just saying about
Yeah.
at this park.
Yeah.
So you start taking on these animals. They like the underdog,
Yeah.
kind of like us. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So you give them whole little images, and you write songs for them, and you play with it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And it's all hippo hop.
And before you know it, you writing songs for people's little animals and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know where this could go. It's kind of, it almost feels corny, but I know it ain't.
No.
Because I know I see the response that we got.
Yeah.
For just doing our job, for one, because who are we to judge anybody about anything?
No doubt.
They got a good cause. We support it. So we sitting here, we having fun doing our job.
Yeah.
And then I tell you, I said, man, we just started some hippo hop.
Yeah.
And you like, let me say it, and then I put it in the little song, and it was like, man, you start something you ain't even thinking about.
Yeah.
Was that Monday or Tuesday?
That was Wednesday. That was Thursday we did that.
Stop it.
I'm serious.
Really?
John, was it Thursday?
Well, anyway.
Yeah, I think
anyway, so it seemed like we've been like, oh man, the hippo hop. So I've been thinking about this now. I'm telling, people.
Yeah.
I'm like, me and Tone just started some hippo hop. And I'm trying to explain it to people, and the people that love animals love it.
Yeah.
They love it.
And let me jump in right here, man, because I love it too. And it goes, you might be sitting here thinking, if you're watching, you're like, yo, I thought y'all was talking about manhood and maturity. You're seeing it live in action, right? The rapper guys, right, that are supposed to be so tough in their music, and I don't know many artists that would even approach a song like that and be cool enough and let their cool go long enough to do something like that. And one thing I told Bob when I was leaving that day, I was like, bro, you and me, I'm impressed with both of us because we did a phenomenal job based on the information that we had. And we actually played a song or made a song that you would want to listen to, even if you didn't understand what's going on. So Rocket Johnson shared the link. And hey, oh my God, Miss Trudy, I had to pause for a second and, acknowledge you for sure. I know what you went through recently. And I went through the same thing. So I'm sending you a big, big, big bear hug, sister. And I'm glad you showed up. I'm glad you're here. And, I miss your voice. So much love. But that yeah, kind of threw me off. So Jeremy, yeah, let's help us however you can, man. We first thing is, figuring out the bus because that's gonna tell us how many kids we could take, right?
We just gotta do a little research.
Yeah.
This Lawrence, as long as I don't know, I feel some type of way about the stripper pole
Me too.
on the bus with the kids.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
So
because there's gonna be pictures and then the kids hanging on the poles and shit. No, we're not doing that.
And then we defeating the whole purpose.
For sure.
Of what we call ourselves doing.
But yeah, excuse me. But yeah, that's maturity in writing as songwriters, as men, as professionals, not allowing these what I call tools, to be anything more than that. They're just tools, and we leaned in and we using them really well. So, hell yeah.
No, it's fun, man. I really appreciate it. So maturity. Let's get on subject.
All right, so
because we've been playing this damn near 27 minutes.
It's all good, but we had to get it out, man. That's massive. That's massive.
Nah, that's good. Nah, we did that.
So, this is not about age when we talking about manhood or maturity. It's about evolution and growing, and what we talk about pretty much every week here. You know what I'm saying? And the difference between being grown and being mature. And I just saw Leah come in, and I'm glad she did because she's someone that's known me intimately for many, many years, and she's seen me through all my stages. And I'm 48 years old, and yeah, I'm grown, but I'm newly grown when it comes to emotional maturity and intelligence. You know what I'm saying? In these last, I say maybe 10 years. I was very immature emotionally in my past, and I didn't realize that until I started really doing the work. Till I started pulling back the layers. You know what I mean? So just because I'm 40 something at one point, that doesn't necessarily mean I'm grown. And so I think that's the difference is the emotional maturity, the emotional intelligence. And because there's a lot of grown ass kids out here, man.
Hey, that my favorite little part of the Bible where you say, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, did as a child, but when I was a man,
Yep.
I put away childish things.
Yep.
And that stuck with me throughout the years, like every time I get to being silly, I'll be like, now boy, you put that away years ago. And we ain't getting ready to go backwards.
Yeah.
That ain't the shit. So as far as maturity go, and I face it daily because I'll be ready to, like, I feel like the world owes me some kind of respect. you know, like, and if you don't give it to me, I'll mess around and take it, you know, like, and then I got to remind myself, he don't even know you, you know, then I got to remind myself that he might not even like you, you know what I mean? But you're going to bully somebody into respecting you.
Yeah.
When respect is earned, and, you know, you pick and choose who you give your stuff to, you know?
And just real quick on something we were talking about earlier, you never know what someone else is going through.
Right.
And, you know, we are all the leading character in our own story, right? So almost everyone is thinking about you way less than you think they are.
Yeah.
Because they're actually focused on the main character. And consumed with the main character. And I learned this when I was on probation one point in my little knucklehead years. I went to anger management. And it was this is the only lesson that really stuck with me, because it was one of those, no doubt. Because he was telling this story. You're at a bar, right? And you know, you keep looking over, and this dude is looking at you. Right. And
you looking at
right. And so you looked over one time, he looking at you. You look over again, he not breaking contact. Now he's far enough away where you can't necessarily see his eyes.
He's looking through you now.
Yeah. So after the third time, you ready to fight. Until you stand up and realize there's a TV above your table, and he ain't even looking at your ass. He looking at the TV.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, damn, you know. And so that one stuck with me. But you never know what people are going through. And a lot of times we make things about us that ain't really have nothing to do with us, you know. And that's a maturity thing. So here's a good one, you know, and I'll pass this right to you, Bob. You know, some of the things we were taught, you know, manhood is, right?
Yeah.
Don't show emotion. You handle it. Respect means dominance. Kind of what you was just saying. Vulnerability equals weakness. You know? Well, who taught us these ideas? You know? Like, is it the family, streets, culture, music? Like,
I think pride comes into it at some point. You know, our grandfathers, my grandfather, you don't see that man cry. You don't see him, he don't do too much, you know.
Yeah.
Now, I was lucky that my father, he didn't do a lot, but he would say, son, I love you.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that I wanted to do that for my kids too. You know, I wanted to make sure I was that person that would always, they could come to and get that father that would listen, talk, you know, just be there in their time of confusion. You know, because a lot of these kids, they out here and they ain't really got nobody to talk to when it comes to being vulnerable. And it's like, you learn that from the older people.
Yeah.
They keep stuff bottled up. Like, at the end of their life, you be like, damn, I didn't even know he had cancer.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, things would have changed had I known, but nah, they just keeping secrets, family secrets, you know.
Man, my pop, man.
So
yeah, bro had that look. You know, for anybody know my dad, he had an amputated leg, and he had that one of the little electric scooters, man. And like, instead of saying, "Hey, I need to go to Walmart," he'll just jump on the scooter and drive it like it's a car.
Yeah.
In Topeka, where they don't got
go to Walmart, you need a charger and all that.
yeah, got to stop off and charge it somewhere. Topeka don't got good infrastructure with like sidewalks and handicap accessible things. So a lot of times he got to go around. He's in the street.
I
You
don't
know,
know now. I be seeing them little scooters in Topeka. They got scooters sitting around town nowadays where if you just walking,
yeah,
you
those
could
little.
jump on a scooter, go wherever you need to go, leave that sucker where it's
Nah, I
at.
ain't talking about one of them. He got one leg. He'd be on there like a flamingo, bro. You know, you know what I'm saying? The ones, those little
Shit,
stand
I
up
can
thing.
see your dad
But
doing it, balance
oh,
it with
bro,
one.
one time he ran it down in the creek, and the fire department had to come get him, bro. Like he was doing too much. But to your point, that's that. You know, I'll handle it myself. I got it. You know, he had cancer. They told him to go check it. 2 years. He didn't go. Cause he didn't tell nobody and he didn't go. So by the time we actually figure it out, it's too late. You know, so that's part of it too, especially, you know, for stubborn big head men, you know, like that's part of the maturity is and I'm speaking to myself here. I hate the doctor. I'm not like I just it's one of the things I don't do. I don't spend too much time in there. It's not I'm not, you know, so it's a lesson for all of us. And I want you to know that through this entire show. Let me just get this in, I'll pass it back to you. Like we're speaking from a perspective of experience and sharing our knowledge, but we're not ever going to talk down or like we're the definitive, not, you know, uh, knowledge holders on any subject. We just
No, we
talking,
just
right?
talking from
Yeah.
experience
So,
as regular people that think things out and think they got a brain,
yeah.
think they smart. You know, now we ain't got no PhD in nothing but the streets.
No, no.
You know, so I mean, and that counts though. Where I come from, that matters.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, so the PhD from the streets almost means that you can survive well. But now we need to succeed. See, this ain't about surviving no more. We know how to survive. We gonna survive. But now how are we going to mature into something great? I seen something that I think can go along with maturity today. I heard something on YouTube earlier about Gucci Mane,
Okay.
and he has all this talent that he's bringing up under him, and he's trying to get his people, you know, to come on. Like I've matured, I've seen the light. I know y'all talented. I want to bring y'all with me. Well, it didn't work because their minds were so far in the gutter and stuck in the streets that, and I don't know all the stories, but they had examples because I don't follow the rap scene. But it was like a guy named Pooh Shiesty. I know that name. That's a unique name. So I know
Okay.
that name.
Pooh Shiesty just hit the number one. He just got a number one song. Um, I believe that breaks the drought because we went without a hip hop in the top. I want to say it was the top 40 or it might have been a top 10, but and so he actually, you know, got out of jail recently, released the
Okay, because I
song,
was going to say,
and
because the
yeah,
video I saw, he was in jail.
yeah,
And Gucci Mane was like, you know, well, no, they said Gucci Mane had to get therapy because he was trying to help people and it didn't work. And he invested all these millions.
mm,
And so the moral of the story was is that you can't help people that don't want to receive it and ain't looking to get there. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like have all the talent in the world, you can get all the money in the world, but laws are laws and jail is jail and death is permanent and because some of the people OD'd on drugs and died. So it was like, and so I just listening to the story and that's what's going on out here.
You know, I want to add to that though because in my little period, my little real inner work period. Uh, there's another layer to that, right? Um, and it's you got to meet people where they're at, right? So Gucci Mane has, went through several levels in his career. You know, he financially he's able to put millions of dollars into people.
But hats off for always
Reaching back.
maturing. Well, but he will mature.
Yeah,
Gucci Mane started out a pretty rough character.
for sure.
And now when you look at him, he's dang near the symbol of good health. Remember when he was fat and he lost all that weight, he got in good shape
Yeah.
and made you take notice.
Well, here's a good analogy I like to use for it, right? So me and you we're walking on a path, all right?
Mhm.
And we have the same destination, but along the path there's opportunities to take different routes to get to that same destination,
Mhm.
right? And you choose to, or let's not even use you, let's use me. I choose to stop, rest, look around, chase some animals. You keep going. And we were going together, but you keep noticing I'm lagging behind, so you stop and wait for me. And I eventually catch up. But you got a mission. You got a place you're trying to go. And eventually you'll get so far that it's farther for you to come back than it is to keep going.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean by you got to meet people where they're at. And not everybody is as far on their journey. And sometimes, and this is a tough one, and I know you've dealt with this too, sometimes you get to a point where you realize everybody can't go,
No, they can't.
you know? And that's maturing, right? That's some man shit right there. And because you want everybody to go. Gucci he wanted all those artists to succeed. He really did, and he put the resources in it to prove it, right? Put the money behind them to prove it. But at the same time, everybody's not ready for that just because you want them to be. And
Well, and and I wasn't, because I don't even know the whole story again.
yeah,
So you said that Pooh Shiesty is actually on the charts. So I don't know the song. I don't know nothing about it, but that's good news compared to being in jail
yeah,
and being a waste of talent,
yeah,
because we wither away sometimes in these jails and we get out and you try to put it all back together and it ain't hard. It ain't easy,
yeah,
you know. So you better hope you did some growing and figure out how you can relate to the world, still. You outdated now.
yeah.
The world moved on without you.
You know what's crazy in his case? If you're really paying attention to pop culture and like, bro's been in jail. Now let me say this too. I I don't think I've ever heard a song. If I did, I didn't do it intentionally. You know what I mean? I don't know nothing about the kid. I don't know where he's from. I don't know what he went to jail for. But what I do know is his name, because these kids for the last 2 years been running around with Pooh Shiesty masks on, and it's become a whole damn trend.
Oh,
Right?
that's his thing, huh?
Pooh Shiesty mask.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Well, I did hear enough in the story to know that his dad was the man.
Yeah.
So I related a lot to Pooh Shiesty because my dad was the man.
Yeah.
You know, and when your dad's the man, and I had the same name as my dad,
Yeah.
so all that stuff trickles down to you. You go to school, people know your dad is the dope man. So that's what
Yeah.
happened with him. Everybody knew his dad was that dude.
Yeah.
And so he was like, well, shoot, he can get in anywhere he fit in. And that was the whole problem. Like like he had street stories to tell, but according to that video I had seen, they said he was so tainted by the streets and his dad's image
Mm,
that he couldn't move on past the streets,
yeah,
you know. So hopefully, you know, he is now, hopefully.
yeah,
But who knows, man? It's a dangerous world out there, man. You know, and like you said, you meet them where they at,
yeah.
you know, because you can't judge nobody, really. You know,
No, you really,
you know,
yeah,
if they gonna turn the cheek, they gonna turn the cheek.
yeah,
You know, and they gotta have a chance to do so. You know,
yeah.
and if you shut them down, they don't get that chance.
And yeah, from what I've seen, I feel like he has taken a turn from where he was at. He came out more mature, and it's something I always say, right? And it's something I learned over time is I was always exactly where I was supposed to be, even those times I was in YCAT, right?
Yeah.
And YCAT is a juvenile prison for those that you guys don't know, but like for that 9 months or 11 months or however long I was there, in my mind, it's the worst place I could ever have been. It's just it's hell on earth. This is a horrible experience, right? But let's think about that for a second, because it's also where I saw that video for Full Sail. It's where my music dream actually started. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And if I'm not there, that doesn't happen.
And the hunger that just being locked up in general puts on you when you touch down again, you just like, man, I'm on go. Like, I mean, for those of us who felt like they had stuff to do, you feel me?
Yeah,
I got too much stuff to do I gotta catch up, you
no
know.
doubt. And I saw you do that. You spoke on the unreleased music, but at the end of the day, I watched you put 3 solo albums together. All of them incredible. All with the fire in your belly. Now, life's right, and things get in the way, and then it it was our. We came into the music business in a really weird time
Man,
because everything changed. Like as soon as you learned it, everything changed. So
yeah.
you had to learn that again, and then everything changed again, and so now we're here sitting with AI, But so I watched you that fire in your belly from feeling like okay, I'm behind, I got to catch up. For me, it was really I'm watching all, even though I wasn't in high school that much, but I had a lot of friends. Like you take Patton and Jim, right? Like they
Mm,
went to K-State right out of high school. So I'm up there looking at them in the dorm. I'm looking at them, thinking to myself, like, oh damn, these dudes are gonna go on and like have degrees. And look at me. I'm out here doing what I'm doing, and what is there for me? And seeing that
yeah.
and having this knowledge that I can actually have music as a career, which I never knew before. I thought if you didn't play a good instrument or something, you couldn't sing, it wasn't nothing for you,
Mm-mm.
right? I hadn't been to a studio. I didn't know, right? So just having that knowledge, it made me think, oh, there's something for me besides what I'm doing. Because what I was doing, I thought, shit, we make enough money. We ain't gonna have to work. We ain't gonna have to go to college. We ain't have to do none of that, right? But that's not an actual viable, realistic goal, right? Like I don't know anybody who's actually done that. I know a couple actually, but it's very rare. So to have a dream, bro, to have oh, that's something I actually would go to school for. And you know
Yeah.
what? I'm actually gonna do it, you know? A high school dropout. Right? I gotta go get that GED. Okay, I got you. Let me go knock that out right quick. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, it definitely gives you a different type of determination. And you spoke on the street stuff before. What I think really the most valuable thing when you're coming from the streets. And I see Dank in here, and me and Dank were talking about this the other day. You know, it's that all the adversity that gets thrown at you,
Mhm.
and how you learn to problem solve, and how you learn to get out of situations, how you learn to, you know what I'm saying, avoid this, avoid that. That's almost like boot camp training in terms of preparing someone for war. And here the metaphorical war is
Mhm.
just life, or a career path, or whatever. Like, you know how to deal with adversity, because and you know how to spot people's bullshit, which is another superpower from there, right?
Man, right? Man, I you sure right about that. Cause I see it coming from a mile away every time. And I always be right.
Yeah,
Like, like if I give person the benefit of the doubt,
yeah,
what I do that for? Because I seen it coming from a mile away, and I said, you know what, I'm wow,
you're doing too
you
much. You
doing too
overthink.
much, and then lo and
Yeah.
behold, I knew it.
Like, huh? Imagine that.
Yeah,
So let me, real quick, and I'm gonna keep it back to you. Just a challenge to the chat. You know, where's one area you need to mature? You know, um, I could sit here and probably write a book on the areas I think I need to mature, but that's a mindset thing for me. I believe the journey is where the real heart of everything is, and there's really no destination other than just keep going and see where we end up, right? So I I always think that there's room to improve, no matter what it is.
I think for me, let's say something, man. Last night my woman hit me up and she said, "Hey, what you doing?" She was at work, I was at home, and I ain't used to her calling me on her breaks or nothing like that. She don't usually get breaks.
Yeah.
So she took a time out and she said, "Hey, I just calling you to say I'm sorry."
Mm.
And I was like, "Wow, okay, that's what's up," But sorry for what? And she said, "I know I've been being, kind of mean lately. And I just want to say sorry because you ain't did nothing to me. And I think I'm just going through something,
Yeah.
and I'm glad you patient with me, you know." And it meant something to me because I was like, okay, cool. We can work on this.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because if you got somebody that ain't ever working towards fixing what is obvious. Like, come on, we know what's happening here. You
Yeah.
you got an attitude. I asked you what's wrong. You say you ain't nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And I know I done did something to make you mad. So come on, talk to me. And if you don't talk to me, then I can't fix it,
Yeah.
you know? And so I was happy yesterday just to so I sat on the phone with her while my phone was blowing up.
Yeah.
I got people calling me left and right, and I'm just like, nope, she don't ever call. I'm gonna sit here and soak this up while it's going on,
Yeah.
and we just sat there and got back reconnected because you'll lose your connection to your person. You know what I mean? You'll get to thinking they don't care for you, they don't like you no more. Um, and you'll get to taking it personal, like we was talking about, and they'll be on something totally different,
Yeah.
and then here you done said to yourself, oh man, she don't boy, she playing with boy, and then she come and say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And that don't happen in these days. I could say I'm sorry to folks. Think I do. Yeah, I'm making an effort to do it honestly because when you are mean for any reason to anybody,
Mm,
you almost owe that person an apology.
mm.
So, and I can snap sometime, you know, and I know when I snap. So it's like, hey, take care of that. You was wrong,
Yeah.
you know.
I think a beautiful thing happened with us shoot, a couple weeks ago. And
We got into a little argument.
yeah, and it wasn't really an argument, but at the same time, it was. Like, if you were listening to it on either end, you might have thought, like,
Nah,
oh, that,
it was animated.
yeah,
My heart
but,
was pumping.
and mine too. But at the end of the day, we said what needed to be said. We got it out, and we didn't bring it up again. And well, he brought it up at the beginning when he said that was the kind of the push that he needed, right? And since then, I bet you we could go look. I bet you since then, you've created over 500 songs
Yeah,
on your own. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying, right?
yeah.
And that's maturity and manhood. Being able to have a conversation like that, right? And not let emotions take over and listen for the truth. Some of the things I said you probably didn't want to hear. Some of the things you said I probably didn't want to hear. But I've trained myself to listen and say, okay, is there any truth there?
Yeah.
Right? Is there truth to what he's saying?
Or is he
And so
just
where's
being
my part?
emotional? Yeah.
Right? What did I do? You know, and because there's some shit that I did. Versus now
Hey,
peep that question is very different. There's two different ways to ask that question. What did I do? As in, where's my part? Or this victim mentality.
yeah,
What did I do?
yeah,
Why are you coming at me, brother?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm over here helping and doing it, and we in this, you know. No. There's two grown men talking, right? Ain't no victims here. Ain't nobody been victimized. I ain't victimized you. You ain't victimized
The
me.
word you looking for is thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
That,
Boom. There it is.
the word you
And
looking for is thank you, because I'm giving you something I don't have to give.
yep.
You know, and that's a part that we got to stop and realize. Like, okay, Bob, you got this vision, but Tone got a vision.
Yep.
You know, and I was all in my panties because I was like, man, my vision ain't being heard.
Yeah.
And he got too many visions, and I was mad because I think I even told you it ain't fair that I bring you out of retirement. Now you out here playing with other kids again. I ain't like that shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, Bob, stop. You actually learned a lot.
Yeah.
And I've watched a lot. So I can actually do some things if I just quit being scared
Yeah.
of getting on that computer and playing.
Yeah.
And I've been playing and having a ball ever since.
That's that courage aspect when it
Man.
comes to maturity. The maturity part is saying, you know what? I'm scared, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Right? You know, that's the definition of being brave, right? Is being scared and doing it anyway. And you know, I'm sure for everyone listening, it's not like we got a bunch of young people in here, right? Like is everybody is, you know, a little bit more advanced in age, you know, they've lived a little bit of life. And, you know, what are the things that you want to do? Bob loves writing music. If you know him, if you follow him on Facebook, you know that that's what he loves doing. He shares his songs all the time. And right now, we're laughing, we're crying at times, overwhelmed with emotion. We're losing hours, days doing this shit. And what else would you want to be doing except for doing that? Something that bring, you know, and everyone has their own thing. If it's writing, if it's kids, if it's animals, if it's giving back, if it's whatever, you know, the maturity is, yeah, I'm scared to take that first step, but I'm gonna do it anyway because the joy, the tears, the what we're getting back, right?
Man, putting
It's
your
all
heart
worth it.
into it
Yeah.
and getting that poetry back that you put your heart into, man. What's up, John? Man, I appreciate that. I was wondering, was I gonna see him in the
Yeah.
thing?
I think that's a great moment to just kind of shout out everybody that's been showing up. We may not, we're new to this and we're getting better, as y'all see if you caught that intro. If not, I'm gonna play it again at the end. Yeah, so but we're growing, so we may not get to everyone or acknowledge everyone, but please know we see you, right? We go back, we're trying to figure out the analytics and how to actually see everything, and we're getting it. Every week is progress, and we don't beat ourselves up about that, right? Like we
Nah,
just started. We didn't tell y'all 3 months in advance, right? We set a date one week and was like, bro, we about to just go, and maybe they'll show up. Maybe we should do it on Sunday evenings, right? Like we didn't even know about the time or
I
nothing,
think we
right?
picked the wrong time because it's like football still going on.
Yeah,
That was my goal, was like to get them after the football game
yeah.
and before the next football game.
And 6 is that window.
6 is that window,
Yeah.
but the game be on till
So,
like 6:30.
well, let me go ahead and close that part with saying, what we did, what we committed to out the gate was we're going to take 10 episodes and we're going to learn. Right now, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're going live. Y'all can
Yeah.
hear us. We got the mics working. So we're not going to adjust things, but we're looking for your feedback, right? If you think a time works better, I already see the feedback about YouTube. But in case you didn't know, we're streaming right now on YouTube as well. So the old heads do have a YouTube page. I'm actually going to share our link tree in the chat if you want to just go see, because we also have music. We released the album. We have more coming. That's not what this is about, but if you want to tap into more of what we're doing, that's a way to do it. So I'll share the link tree on here in a second. But I really just wanted to acknowledge all of the fam that's been pulling up every week. Thank you, man. It means a lot. It makes us want to come back, right? It makes us want to continue and do more and organize field trips and really see how far we can take this. Because we got great plans, of getting the kids involved.
I
And
think it's all about the motion, brother.
yeah,
As long as we doing and not chilling super hard, you know, take on a little bit as it come. Um, yeah, I think Leah just posted something that
all right.
Merlin said, "What's up, brothers?"
Merlin.
Yeah, I remember Merlin.
Yeah,
That's
so
Bobby Kruger's son.
yes, sir. So anyway, you know, that's basically kind of where we were going with this maturity manhood angle. I mean, obviously we could sit here and talk about this all night. I'm trying to get back in so I can post this link tree, y'all.
Okay,
Bear with me.
well, let me read Leah's uh, thing. She says, "I need to mature in so many ways, but I'd say a priority for me is to stop saying what I think whenever I'm thinking it and whenever it's hurtful or disruptive, using the excuse that's just me, I'm being real and honest. This is so dang immature, and I see it especially if the words raw to the degree um, that it's hurtful to others or it closes me off to hearing the internalizing other and internalizing others' perspectives.
You know what, Leah?
If you ain't got nothing good to say, don't say it. That's always a good practice, don't you think?
Yeah, but I want to acknowledge that from her, because that's a big realization, right? That because we find these little things, oh, that's just me, or oh, Bob, that's just how Bob is.
Oh boy, that's
right?
me all day. I
Right.
can't help it.
Right.
I tell
But
you that it dang near every day. That's just me, bro.
peep this. Kind of to what Leah's saying, you know, it is and it ain't. Because we've had a couple of discussions on kind of which way we want this direction to go and of this show to go, and you've made a conscious decision to do something about that.
Yeah.
So it's not just you. Sorry, excuse me, y'all. It's who you've been in the past. That might be things that that was a pattern you had in the past, but until you acknowledge it, and once you acknowledge it, you have the ability to fix it. You can't fix any problem you're not conscious of, right? So if your water bill's sky high and you're like, damn, why the water bill triple all of a sudden? We don't got no leaks. You go and check and you ain't got no leaks, right? Until somebody discovers that there's something broken under, right? And you can never fix the problem until you acknowledge it and see, okay, here's the problem, right? And so I think for one, it's a huge step maturity wise, just for Leah to acknowledge, oh, I see that sometimes I explain this shit off when really and truthfully I might be hurting someone's feelings,
Yeah.
and I can justify it when I'm in the mirror by saying, "Oh, that's just who you are," but it don't have to be who you are.
You know that when you offend somebody, now they can't hear you.
Yep.
So if you offend someone, you already done turned them off. Like, well, I don't care what you said.
Yep.
Once you offend them, it's up. You know how it is, right?
Sure.
So when it comes to communication, you got to treat it like somebody you want to hear you. And I might need to tone down my attitude because I really want you to hear what I'm saying. And right now I'm just being emotional, but I got a point here. So at this point, I'm gonna be like, you know what, let me chill real quick. Hey, baby, I'm just trying to get you to hear me.
Yeah.
And it's how you say it. Hey, baby, I just trying to get you to hear me versus, hey, bitch.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Listen what the fuck I'm telling you, bitch.
Yeah.
Well, goddamn, she ain't gonna say, boy, you ain't gonna get no action out of that.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a fight.
Yeah.
Which ain't what you was looking for, right?
Yeah. You get out what you put in. Or you get in, you get back what you put out, right? So, like, if that's what you're putting out, absolutely, someone's gonna, put up a wall. But to me, I'm always thinking, like, especially these days, my focus is always solution oriented tone. What am I trying to do? And I've actually gotten really good with Zion on this, right? I noticed that once just like you said, once I done came at him wrong, I might as well stop talking. Right? He's gonna respect me because I'm his dad, and he might even look at me.
Yeah.
But he ain't heard shit I said. And he's so real that he'll say that. He'll say it later. It'll be like that. I ain't hear nothing you said.
Yeah.
Because you said blue, blue, blue. And it was it for me. So I'm like, okay, he communicated that he don't like that. Right. So now, just the other day, he missed his first, and he probably gonna be mad at me for saying this, but and I'm not, it's not like a state secret or nothing, but like he missed his first workout since he's been in the LHS program. And really what he wanted to do was sleep an extra hour. And it's an optional workout. So when that optional's on there, right? He thought, but it's a Friday morning workout. They're going at 6:30 before school. But then, and I didn't push him. He's tired, whatever, right? But then I thought, wait a minute. They do these because of you. You the one that asked to do this, and now they doing them, and you ain't gonna show up. Like,
Yeah.
so I normally in the past, the dad's gonna come out and it's gonna be, so what you gonna do and what you not gonna do, and then but nah, I took a different approach this time, and I just pointed out what I see. I wasn't my voice wasn't elevated. My energy, my neck wasn't tight. My jaws wasn't tight. I just, at the end of the day, bro, this is what it is. And seems like to me that message was well received.
Yeah, yeah. Man, that's what I do with my babies. I can't snap at them because I know who they kin to. They kin to me. And you snap at me, you ain't got nothing coming.
Yeah.
And I see it in all my babies. They got that too. We go from 0 to 100, and it's like, okay, as a parent, I remember what it was like to be a kid.
Yeah.
And not feel heard, and it had you going off into your room, cussing your mama out in your head. You won't say it out loud, but in your head, boy, you all kinds of motherfucking I'm tough as hell in my head, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
man.
At the door.
Man.
At the back.
What you say? I know you better get that bass out your tongue, boy.
So, well, this has been a good episode, man. We getting better, y'all. And again, we appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? But remember, this maturity thing, all of these things we're talking about, it's ongoing. It's a process, it's a journey, right? And as long as you're moving, be easy on yourself, right? Because what's the alternative, right?
Yeah.
And if it's just one step today, be proud of that and keep going, right? Just like us, we just ripped the band-aid off, started the podcast, and now we're on fourth episode. Next time we'll be halfway through where we set out to be, and it don't even feel like that, right? So
we just wanted to get going. We got going. Now we going, and shoot. Now we gotta see what direction we want to go in. Because and I feel real good about the zoo thing. I'm glad that just came up.
Yeah, that's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, that is gonna be fun.
So more details to come about that. If anyone wants to step in, like me and Bob are a lot.
Oh, Juliana, she's in the chat now.
Yeah.
And I just want you to know, honey, she is the queen of this stuff when it comes to organizing this type of stuff. So
okay, we need you.
So I gotta put you. Oh man, she's so busy with her own life and stuff.
Well, the great thing is we have time, and we're a little ways out, right? Not too far, but and it's not a big undertaking. We just need a bus, some gas money, and you know what I'm saying, figure out where we're gonna feed them, when we're leaving and when we're coming back, and then we'll coordinate with Tanganyika to make sure they have a great experience. So she said, give her a call when you get a chance. Yeah. So one last thing, obviously, and we're getting better at this too. But I will put this in. This week I got the link, right? So, we got to talk about our first sponsor, Go Nuts. This is the first of its kind, from a Kansas-born inventor. For your private parts. Women love this for their legs and underarms. It has two different heads. I'm going to post a link for more information. We're going to add, just like we had this intro that we started with, we're going to have a full Go Nuts presentation and, I don't know, video something. So I'm going to post the link in the comments. If you go if there's something you want. Right now, there's holiday pricing. Proceeds do come back to us, and those type of things. That's how we're going to finance this Tanganyika trip.
Did you
You know,
post tomorrow's video? We
no,
got that hippo hop.
the video's not out yet, but
Oh, that was only me that got that.
yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, that's only us.
Okay.
But John's working on it. I've seen clips. It's hilarious. It's coming. So be on the lookout for Mars the Hippo, the anthem, that hippo hop, brought to you pin wise from the old heads. There's the Go Nuts link. So yeah, much love. Long week this week for the LHS Chesty Lions. We got 3 games. It's going up. So we will see you guys next week. Much love. Bob, you got anything?
Nope. I gotta
All
get
right.
to that bathroom. I'm feeling a little old right now.
Peace.
Peace.